Hey guys, it's Naya Tapper, and this is the final whistle.
Hello and welcome to Rugby Connection presents The Final Whistle. Now, when you usually think of rugby sevens, you think of the Fijians, but we have royalty from a different country this time. It is our first guest stateside, the all-time USA Women's Sevens top try scorer, Naya Tapper. Naya, thank you so much for coming on the show. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Today's our off day, so a little beat up and sore from our last 2 days. We had contact yesterday, but overall, really loving this rugby journey and happy to be here.
Good, good. And contact's always the best way. Nice, easy question that we get all our guests to answer. What actually got you into rugby?
Growing up, I was a very aggressive, energetic child. I loved contact. I loved playing football with the boys. So as I got older and decided not to do track and field anymore, I thought rugby would be something that would allow me to channel that aggression, that powerfulness that was in me. And that would also allow me to just have fun and meet new people. And surprisingly, it ended up turning into my career, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it always seems like you're definitely enjoying yourself out on that field.
No, absolutely. It's a very fun game. I've played 15s and sevens. I'm a big fan of sevens just because of the fast pacedness of the sport and also the space that's available to make it advantage, which is like an advantage for me with my speed. So not only off on the field, but off the field, the community is amazing, very non-judgmental, very accepting, and very respectful, which is one of the key aspects of the culture of the sport.
Absolutely. I mean, just a little fun question there. Do you prefer sevens or 15s?
I would say I definitely prefer sevens.
Fair enough. I mean, the rest of the hosts will be very happy with that. I can watch sevens. I'm not great as I've not got the pace to play sevens, so I'll stick to the 15s.
Everybody has the pace because we've even had 15s players come in and play sevens, which has become a very normal thing nowadays because it's starting to be a combination of speed and power. So if you don't have the speed, but you have the power, that's been an advantage as well. Just being a bigger, stronger person and being able to run through people and set those dents so that the speedsters have more space to get around. So it's a combination.
Fair enough. I might give it another go then. We'll see. Never say never. We've got a question from Sean, who sadly can't be with us today. What is the best game that you've ever attended?
Attended or participated in?
Both. We can do both.
I think the best game that I've ever participated in is the New Zealand game against the New Zealand game at the World Rugby 7 San Francisco 2018 tournament. I did really well that game. My mom was there watching. A lot of fans were there watching. And we did pretty well for that tournament. So I was really happy about that game.
Good.
And that's a hard competitor.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned New Zealand because we've had Michaela Boyd on the show previously, and she actually said you were her toughest opponent.
Oh, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. I would say the same about her.
Oh, I was just going to ask who's your toughest opponent. So, we've got another one from Harvey. He sadly can't be with us today. Everyone's busy, but you got me, so lucky you.
No worries.
What goes on throughout the day during a sevens tournament? Like when you're not playing, what goes on?
For most of the time, we're recovering or we're getting ready for the games. We're relaxing, listening to music, sleeping, stretching, eating food. A lot of it is prepping for the performance before and after. There is a little bit of time where we're able to go and check out the venues and be around the supporters and watch the games, which is really nice. and a breath of fresh air. So I think it's very typical to a lot of professional sports. You do everything to make sure that you're prepared to do your work, and then after that, you prepare yourself to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any pre-game rituals?
For me, I usually stretch while I'm listening to music. And I mean, that's really it, honestly. Like sitting there and going through my stretches and making sure that my legs are prepped to be able to go out there and run fast while also using music to be able to calm myself, excite myself is really the most important thing for me.
Yeah, 100% agree
Mhm.
with you at that. What's your go-to song? Like, what's the song that needs to be played before a big game?
Oh, there's so many. And it's so funny because it really depends on my mood at that moment. There's times where I'm jamming R&B, and there's times where I'm listening to hip hop or old school music. So it really depends on how I'm feeling. There's not a specific song, more I just kind of go with how I'm feeling that day. So nobody would ever have any variability of what I could listen to because it really depends.
Fair enough. I'm usually a rock kind of guy, or if I'm really doom and gloom, I might take it up a notch and go a bit heavier, but we'll see.
Okay.
um, who is your, have you got a dream teammate? Like anyone in the Seventh Circuit, anyone from the 15s world, who would you love to play rugby with?
I think one of the people that I would have really loved to play before she decided to retire was Elia Green. We're we're very similar in terms of how we attack, but on defense, she's a lot more courageous and brave when it comes to taking space and going to make those big hits, which is probably um, very true to her Fijian ancestry. So I think that's something that I want to work on, is being able to go and be brave and have those big impacts on defense, because I have the power just like her, but just to find that courage to make those big hits, she would be somebody that I would be interested in learning from in that aspect.
Yeah, that's fair. All good reasoning.
Mhm.
And you know what? You are really good on defense. You're not giving yourself enough credit on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's something again that I really want to work on, because, being the size that I am, it's easy to just use my weight and pull people down versus having those bigger, more dominant tackles to be able to allow myself to get more poaches, to get better rucks. So um, I've appreciated how far I've come with the technique that I've been using for defense, but I think I'm ready to go to the next level in that aspect.
Next level. Top try scorer wants to get to the next level. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The world's not ready. The world is not ready.
Thank you.
Back to Sean. He's asked, is there any favourite stadium or even specific team you like to play against?
I would say probably the Dubai tournament. It's one of the bigger events. The males are there as well, so that usually leads to a lot of supporters and fans being there to watch, which is very exciting. They also have some great venues there in terms of food and fun activities to play. So those are one of my places, in addition to the hot weather, that I really like.
That's fair. I mean, the Dubai Sevens is like top of the food chain for anyone that wants to go and watch rugby. So can't argue with it there.
Yeah.
Just because you mentioned the men, do you prefer Perry Baker or Caroline Isles?
um, that's really hard. I want to say with Carlin Isles, he's so consistent. You know that 98% of the time when he gets the ball, he's going to score. He's one of my best friends, and off the field is an amazing and very caring person, very motivated, very disciplined. Perry Baker, on the other hand, is more variable in terms of being able to kick, being able to get out of spaces, set people up, and also run really fast. So it's really hard because there's things about both of them that I really love and would love to take on for myself. So I will say I can't really pick, but I'm a big fan of both of them.
There's a safe answer. I like that. It's a safe answer. Is there any advice you'd give young women want to get into the sport of rugby?
One of the most important things is to try out the sport first. Make sure it's something that you're truly interested in, because it is a very tough and stressful, intense sport that requires a lot of your energy and a lot of discipline. It's tough. One of the big factors is the fitness aspect, and that's something that's not easy. So you got to be very committed to the sport. I would say to get into a club sport, see how it goes, and then keep going from there. And overall, one of the big things is to never get complacent when you're in the sport. Always try to find ways to get better and not stick to just one thing.
Yeah, brilliant advice. Can't argue with that at all. I notice you've got a personal hoodie on there. I know that you have got a clothing brand. How do we get about getting some Naya Tapper merch, and can I get a hoodie, please?
I got you. So I have one on right now. It's a Naya on Fire white crop top. I have a lot of different styles of merch, different colors of merch that I sell on my website at nayatapper.com. I also have jerseys when they're available that I also put up on the website. So tons of options, tons of variability.
Just send me one. I'm a big collector. I've seen the Naya on Fire stuff, and I'm going to ask. I'm just going to take a shot and ask her when we've got you. So no, they are pretty cool, and I'll wear that. I'd wear that to the gym.
Absolutely, I would really appreciate that. I've been very grateful to have a lot of people support the brand, purchase the brand, and wear it to be able to get other people's eyes on it. So I appreciate that, and even just am grateful here today to be able to be on this show and allow you to talk about it with me.
We are beyond grateful to get you on the show. You are one of the biggest names in sevens, so yeah, absolute honor for us. And I will send you the details across for the hoodie.
Sounds
after.
Good. Thank you.
We're going to enter a quick fire right now. So nothing to do with rugby, just quick fire and see what comes first. You ready?
Okay, sounds good.
Favorite pizza topping?
Topping, pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Favorite film?
Step Brothers.
Yes. Favorite song?
Don't Change by Music Soul Child.
Okay.
There you go.
Favorite style of food?
Chinese food.
Good. Favorite drink after a match?
A margarita.
Ooh. Like that. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely not.
Strength and conditioning or cardio?
I'm going to say cardio.
You're our first guest to go for cardio. No one likes cardio. Olympic gold or the World 7 Series?
Say it again. Olympic gold or the World Series champion? Olympic gold for sure.
Fair enough.
That's easy.
And last one, queen of rugby TikTok, Naya Tapper or Alona Meyer?
Oh, TikTok. Absolutely, Alona Meyer. She is the queen of TikTok and a lot of other things. She's fantastic, and she's doing fantastic in the rugby world and social media world.
Fair enough. What's actually like having someone with such a character like Alona in the camp with you?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah. What's it like to work with someone and be so close to someone like Alona?
We're two very confident people. We're very confident in what we believe in and our knowledge of the game. So of course there's times where we're butting heads because we want to get better. We want to make the people around us better, but we also are very good at what we do individually, and we respect each other for that. She is a very sweet person, very energetic and confident in herself, which I've loved to see as this journey and friendship has gone on. Um, I've learned a lot from her in terms of the social media area with TikTok and Instagram, and being able to get advice from her on that. And then also just the journey she's been on with, stepping out of the nursing area and taking a leap of faith to get that Olympic dream, which she was able to do in a short amount of time. So I think that's incredible and amazing for a lot of the things she's accomplished and the things that she will accomplish in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is an incredible story. You mentioned track and field before you entered the rugby world. What were your specialties?
I was a short sprinter. I also did, sorry. I also, sorry. I was a short sprinter, and I also did shot put. So it's kind of very similar to who I am right now. Powerful, very strong, but also very fast. I did the 60 meter, the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and kind of stuck around that short speed area.
Oh, wow. What's your personal best? What's your best times?
In high school, my fastest time in the 100 was 12:1, which was decent. There was like a good amount of girls who were way faster than that in the track and field world. My 40 for rugby at the moment is like a 5.3, around there. So
I would
fast,
but get 5.3.
Say it again.
I would absolutely kill to get 5.3 in the 40-yard dash. That's not happening.
It's tough.
What we've kind of dabbled on it a little bit, but what was your personal experience from Tokyo like?
It was very different because of the COVID protocols in terms of what I was expecting from other people that had been the Olympics before in Rio. It was a roller coaster just in terms of getting injured before getting ready to go to the Olympics and not being sure if I was going to make it, and then eventually being able to get where I needed to be able to go to the Olympics. And then just the anxiety of staying healthy throughout that whole time through the Olympics, at practices, and during the games. Also the anxiety of wanting to win the gold, which is every single person's goal there, which makes it very tough, very competitive. It definitely had its really good moments, being able to see amazing parts of the world, getting to be around people from all different locations and ways of life, to be able to create a stronger bond with my teammates with an experience like that, being able to live in the village, get all the gifts and nicks and knacks and all those cool things. And then also having my family and friends be able to watch me participate in the Olympics, which is crazy and insane. So it was a roller coaster, but it was a beautiful roller coaster, and I'll never regret any of those moments.
That sounds fantastic. What was your favorite gift that you received while in Tokyo?
The best gift that I received during Tokyo was probably my Skims PR box that we got. That it's created by a company from Kim Kardashian, and I love their products. So when I found out that she was going to be a part of their kind of giveaway items for the athletes, I was really excited about that.
Sounds good. Doesn't interest me, but it doesn't benefit me. I'm glad you got it. Last question for me. What is the biggest achievement of your career so far?
The biggest achievement of my career would probably be being the first woman on the USA women's rugby team to reach 100 tries. I think that puts me into history, so I'm pretty happy about that. And that allows me to be unforgettable for the rest of my life in the sport.
Oh, you are an absolute legend in the sport already, and there's still more to come. Definitely.
Thank you.
Just for fun, just to try and test it, what is your current try count?
My current try count right now is 100 tries.
Bang on 100.
Right on it, yeah.
And counting. Probably a lot more
Yes.
very soon.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, this has been an absolute blast. All the best for the World Cup's this year, isn't it? The World Cup Sevens, is it not?
Yeah, it should be in September.
You'll be
in
fine.
South Africa.
Absolute dominant performance we're expecting.
Thank you.
No worries. This has been the Rugby Connection presents the final whistle with Naya Tapper. We'll see you next time.